Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Davia Shepherd. Welcome to Ladies Power Lunch Coffee Break. And these are some really short, but my intention is for them to be very impactful, very short and very impactful little get-togethers where we learn about a topic. We learn the very basics about a topic in 30 minutes. And we feature a speaker who knows about the topic that we're talking about. Today's expert is Mechael Hamilton. And we have this opportunity to reach out to our speaker afterwards, because our speakers are always members of our group, and to get more information as time goes on. So welcome everybody. Lynn, welcome, good to see you.
Nice to
Hi
see
Carlene, hi Mary, and I welcome also everybody who's had an opportunity to join us over on Facebook. So today's topic is Course Creation 101, and I want to bring in Mechael here because she actually used this time while we were all in quarantine to really learn and get very clear about how to make a course for online use. And I thought this was genius because when you create a course for online use, you can just set it and people who are interested, they can log in, they can take your course. If you charge a fee for it, then you get paid. And it's just something that is evergreen and it can keep going for you for years to come. So welcome, Mechael. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, I can. Nice to meet you all. Thank you. So I'm, like many of you, an entrepreneur, and I have access to a number of products. I like to specialize getting my wellness products into health practitioner offices. And so I've created a career out of that. And, when you can introduce something like that, that expands to such a large population and with some expertise behind it, it's really just a great combination. So I thoroughly love doing it. And so there's so many things that I do because I do still some wellness on the side too, if I'm not working with a practitioner. And I thought, everything's teachable. It's just deciding what your expertise is and what you want to teach, right? So you may have a small little niche of information that you can create a course out of, or something in your business that you want to automate. Right? So over the summer, not over the summer, it felt like a summer, but over COVID, yeah, I thought to myself, how can I make the best use of my time? What can I get an education on that will benefit my business? And if any of you are on Facebook or Instagram, there are so many people that are offering courses. So I said, I got to figure out what this is all about. And so that's what I did. And I created some courses for myself and ones that are easily duplicated with the other professionals that I work as well.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll keep, is that okay if I keep talking, Davia?
That's pretty good. So tell us a little bit about what your process was when you were deciding to create your course.
So the most important thing to me, because it was COVID, was that I had a means to reach out to my client base, and I had a means to prospect without having something that I had to physically bring to somebody, right? So that was one thing that was really important to me. The other thing was that I wanted to create something, like you said, that's evergreen. If I need to make some tweaks to it, I can, but I wanted to create something that if somebody talked to me and they said, oh, I'm really looking to improve my wellness, I always feel bloated. I want to have something that they can plug into, even if it's just a video on my expertise in that area, or if it's, in one of my cases, I created a 7-day detox program for my clients to plug into, something just simple that they can do. And so I dug in really deep into some of the creators that were doing this online, because I'm always getting a pop-up about learn more about my online course, or, and usually once to twice a year, I'll invest in something that makes sense for me. So this year I invested in learning how to do the online course.
Oh, okay.
And what I learned was that it's not so hard. but it's a really well-kept secret, you know? And so I took the time to build, the first course that I built was my 7-day home detox. And the whole philosophy around it was get yourself back to your pre-quarantine self, right? Because what happened to us when we were in quarantine, we were eating things that we weren't eating before. We weren't as active as we were before. And, you know, probably had a couple of extra pounds that we had to
All
put on.
those quarantine snacks had to go somewhere, right?
They had to, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So in like less than a week and a half, I'd say I had all the content that I needed. I just, because I was digging in and doing the research, I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything right. So I had all the content because I was already using the program, right? I just needed to get it online.
And I feel like, you know what, Michelle, I mean, obviously I'm interrupting you and I apologize about that, but I feel like all of us who are here on the call today and all of us in our Ladies Power Lunch group, we're good at what we do. We're phenomenal at what we do. We're practiced at what we do. And we have become accustomed to perhaps doing it in person over the years. I recognize an opportunity that has shown up out of the quarantine situation to encourage us to also be able to do things in a distance way. And when we open up and everything goes back to what the new normal will be, it will still allow us an opportunity to continue to do things online and maybe even expand our reach to not just our local environment, but to maybe nationally or maybe internationally.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And that was really important to me too, because I had also made a commitment in the beginning of the year that I was going to get more exposure online, and I needed to have a link to, you know, you needed to have a deliverable. You needed people to have a place to link and find out what it is that you're promoting. So for me, my most popular program in my wellness suite is my 7-day detox program. It's a food program. You teach people how to eat the proper amounts of food. There are some supplements that can support it, but you know, they can do it. The way I built the online course is that they can make the selection of what they want. So it was the easiest one. I'm asked about it all the time. So I said, I'm going to take this little pocket of expertise and I'm going to build it online. So if you think about what it is in your business, whether, like, you don't need a lot of content, right? You just need to have a window of expertise that you have about something. So whether it is how to mix watercolors, I mean, it's so, like, you can do it for anything that you know well, you can teach online. So Davia, I don't know if you can share a screen with me, but the platform that I used, I went free. I wanted something free because I was learning, but the platform I used is teachable.com.
Okay. Let me make it so that you can share your screen.
And they have a free version that you can use. So I built on the free version. If I don't translate this to my website, I will probably go with a subscription with Teachable, because you can do recurring emails and you can set up marketing campaigns in there as well. And they collect all kinds of data for you.
I'm really excited that they have a free version. What I have noticed with a lot of the platforms that are out there is that, I mean, you could really take advantage of a lot of different platforms, a lot of different programs, a lot of different technologies that have free access, basically. And of course, you can always upgrade as you go along. But even something like Zoom, which we're using now, we started out just using the free version years ago, and eventually we upgraded. But, you know, the possibility is always there to not spend a lot of money, but to actually get a big bang for your buck. So I love that you were able to use a free thing.
Yeah. I always go that route first because I'm learning, right?
Yep.
And then I like I said, I did my research. I checked into like 4 or 5 different platforms that you can use. So the other thing that you have to do, let me know when you can screen share, Davia.
You can share now. You should be able to share now. Yep.
Okay, so let me go. So what do I have to do? Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can probably see my screen, right?
Yep, we can see
Okay.
Zoom. Okay.
Yeah. So this is my 7-day home detox. Like it looks so professional. I couldn't believe how easy it was. Couldn't believe how easy it was. So this is a sample of what the course curriculum looks like. What I included was just like an overview. So those first 2 bullet points in the overview, if somebody was looking to purchase, they'd have a visual on those 2 pieces of the lectures. And then I created a prep week because you need some time to prep to be on a food detox. You need to get to the grocery store. You need to make sure that you have all the things that you need in your house and you're ready. So part of the course is a prep week for them. And then I just went through day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. And I created each one. And I did invest some time in creating some videos. I used videos that my company that I work with already had created, and I just created links. I make an image and I just create a link to that. So let me see if I can get into one of the pages for you. But doesn't it look great? That right there was probably an hour just creating the index, right? Because you want to create your outline. I even have a health information release because if anybody's doing that, they should have that. So let me just gotta move my Zoom window.
But this is great. You're right. It does look very professional. And you said the platform that you're using is Teachable, right?
It's called Teachable, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. It does look good. It does look very good.
Yeah. So you can see here, you publish your course, you can preview. This is my 7-day detox. I followed it up. You can set it up so when they're checking out that they can upgrade to another plan. So I also have my 30-day Jumpstart program that I created in there as well. So hang on just a minute. I got to get rid of my Zoom window because it's getting in my way. Sorry about that. So ask me some questions while I get this set up. So what I would challenge you all, if whether you're in the wellness industry or not, this could be something as basic as how to create shakes, right? As simple as, you have a topic on how to keep your blood pressure down, it can just be a education. I have products that my customers buy from me when they sign up for my course. They get drop shipped right to my client. But yours might just be in lecture format of them learning something. But one thing that's great about the platform is that, and I think we're all women on this thing, and the one thing that we always do is cut ourselves short in valuing and pricing our product, right? And the service that we provide. So when you create this content online, you create a value for it. And
yes.
What I found is that people are willing to pay for my product.
So I absolutely agree with this. This is a great opportunity, I think, for those of us who have something that we do that we're always giving away for free. Does anybody here have that? They have something that they do all the time and they do it just for free.
Yep.
You could make a course. It's going to take an investment of your time, but you could actually do it for 100% free.
Yep.
And then put a price tag on it. And if you feel called by spirit to give it away for free, give a coupon so that somebody could have it. But you'll also have the opportunity to charge for it if you'd like. Lynn, you look like you have a comment on that.
Yeah. Well, and the way you've set it up, Michelle, is like value added.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could do it built on a base level, and then you have value addeds that are enticing and inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have your base and it's attractive, and then you've kind of built into that the extras that people can see,
Right.
they move along. And I really like that.
Mm-hmm. And think about what you do. When I was trying to frame it all together, I said, okay, when somebody says to me, I feel bloated, I always say, oh, you should do my 7-day detox. And then I go into like a dissertation about what they have to do. And it's just overwhelming for people. So I needed to simplify it down. And instead of just saying, you know what, I created an online course, start it when you're ready. There's no rush. There's no pressure. You don't need to have, in the past, I would wait till I got about 10 people that were willing to do the detox, and then I'd create a private Facebook group for them and say, okay, we're all going to be on the Facebook group. Prep week is this week. We're going to start on, July 7th, and we're all going to do this together. Well, life happens, right? And so a lot of people weren't able to start at the same time that I had planned, but that's when you're working with it sort of live like that, you got to have everybody on board. So that insanity is over. And now I plug somebody in. Whenever somebody gets registered for my course, I Zoom with them on prep week because I want to make sure that they're doing okay. And then just like I would do in my private Facebook group, I connect with them in day 2 and 3 of my detox, right? Because once they get to day 4, they're a warrior. Like they got it down. But I need to stay close with them. And that's so easy for me to do with Zoom now. So I still have a private Facebook that I'll create because there's just content on there about, just information, but it's not like mandatory participation in the Facebook group, which is really, my experience was that it was really hard to manage with, trying to get 10 people to cooperate all at the same time, right? People have things that they're doing.
Getting everybody's schedule on the same page is
so
never
hard.
an easy task. We're all busy.
Yeah. And what was happening is that people they failed themselves out of the process. They like self-select themselves out because it became more complicated than it needed to be. And so this redeemed my course. So, or at least how I was working with people. So, I spilled water all over my keyboard the other day. So I can't get my, there we go. Here it is. Finally got the right link. So here's my 7-day detox. So now when I launched this, I had some announcements that went on. I did it more to a private group because I needed to test it out, but I made my program free for a week. So anybody that was going to be on the program was going to give me feedback. I needed to debug it, so to speak. So I did run it for free. And then here you can see, this is a description of my course. So are you ready to get back to your pre-quarantine self? This is all editable. So when quarantine is over or when this theme doesn't make sense for me anymore, then I'll change it. But, and I called it my wellness neighborhood and wellness blocks, because I figured if you started with a 7-day detox, you're going to graduate to something more. And ultimately you're going to be on a clean living lifestyle. That was my goal with the wellness blocks. It's one step at a time. So welcome to our neighborhood, what's in it for you, the rules of detox, and then I'm recommending the 7-day cleansing kit, which is a product that I sell and highly recommend. But guess what? You can do it without it, right? You just may have better results with it. Here's information about me, because you build all of this up in there. And here's my pricing. So these are the pricing plans that I have. So I priced it at $64. It's an odd number, but that's what worked. I still have a profit margin built in that for me because my detox kit isn't that expensive for people who want to start. If they want the course only and they only want to do food, then they can have my course. I'll probably change that because I'm still in the debugging with this one course. And you can see here's my free offer. And you can hide these and promote them, but eventually this is always going to be here. It's never going to leave. People can plug into it whenever they want. I will get rid of the free one at the end of the week because I was going through July with that. So easy for somebody to enroll in the course, and then you get an email back and everything is managed from there. But the whole platform is just a template that you just drag pictures into, you edit the text, and really, really easy.
So, I mean, you could use this platform for just about
Anything.
any kind of business, right?
Anything. Anything.
Somebody on Facebook is asking about whether or not it could be used, for example, for tutoring business, and I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah, you definitely could. If you have some fundamental pieces about tutoring, maybe some homework strategies, or if you're tutoring in, you know, history, anything like that, you could definitely do that. When I was doing my research, there's a teachable account where they teach card magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything is teachable because we teach all day long. If we're service-oriented businesses, we're teaching all day long. And so in the back of my mind, I wanted to build this for my own client base, but I also wanted to let my health professionals know that they can broaden their reach with their clients. And this is, you know, they go home, and a lot of practitioners that I've worked with in the past is they have maybe like a Tuesday night, they have patients, they invite patients to their offices and they have a wellness event. Well, now their patients can plug in whenever they want. And the doctor, whatever material that they have using here, they can also use on social media, because I did create some videos that I included in my course as well.
That sounds wonderful. So I have a couple of questions for you before you go. And I invite you, if you do have questions for Mechael, go ahead and post it in the chat or post it on Facebook, and I'll try to get to them. But my questions for you, Mechael, since you've spent the time doing this and learning how to do this, what would you say your do's are, things that people should definitely do when they're creating a course?
Outline what you want your expertise to be first. I was pretty diligent about having an outline, and all of the research that I had done, they have some good talking points for what your outline should be. Once you've gotten your course figured out, you have to decide how you're going to promote it. So when you promote it, you've got to have value in the promotion of it. And I'd love to do another talk on that, because there's 5 really important things that you have to do when you're promoting your program.
Yeah, so we have you scheduled to do Course Creation 201, and that's when you'll go into a little bit more detail. So I'm looking forward to those 5 steps. That sounds wonderful. But of course, guys, you know, you can always reach out to Mechael directly, and she'll be only too happy to share her expertise with you. So keep going with the do's. What else should we do?
Well, you can see here I have testimonies. So when I was building, it's really important to have testimonies of people who have worked with you or have used your product. So I had a testimony. There's actually a gentleman, when you get into the program, lost 50 pounds with our 30-day program. Have a good biography. And when you're building your biography, don't talk about all the things you do. Talk about how you have impacted the lives of your clients. And when you talk about that, your biography will become a story instead of bullet points or a resume.
And I feel like that's for everything that we're doing, because nobody cares about us, guys. True story. We are irrelevant. It's what we do for the people that we serve that is important. True story, Mechael. Absolutely.
Yeah. So think about how boring bios are. So I really put my head around it. I kind of like this bio because I'm telling them like what I've been through, right? And then how I was able to eat and still live a healthy lifestyle, because people think that you have to abandon, you know, food. But you want your bio to tell a story, but to capture your audience and help them understand how you help people, even if you're one of the people that you've helped, right? So, so that's a to-do.
Any don'ts? Anything to absolutely avoid?
Avoid not doing this.
Yes.
Because there is something in your business that you can easily monetize, and you can capture an audience for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. That's so great. Are there any little hacks, any little tweaks, any little aspects of using this program that people might not immediately check into, that you could say, oh yeah, just be aware of this thing?
Well, it's so easy to use because it's a template. So I went in, I remember like I made the decision to do it. And it was like a day and a half before I actually sat at my desk to do it because I was so intimidated. And then I was like, oh my God, this is so easy. You know, it was so easy. So my hacks were just, you know, it's click and drag. So just I borrowed images from free sites. I'm telling you, it looks good. You guys can all tap into my free session and look at, I'll give you the link and you can go into the free session. I'm happy for anybody to do it, but you can look at my outline. Don't shame me on my videos because you have to begin before you're ready. Everything will get better as you go along. And yeah,
It's
and
quotable, guys. Begin
yeah,
before you're ready. Mechael
begin before you're
Hamilton.
ready. Yeah. Yeah. So don't overthink it. That's the biggest thing that you have to think about. Just think about the one thing that you consistently talk about with your clients.
I think for me, I totally appreciate
Then
what
you're
you're
going to promote it.
Yep, I appreciate what you're saying because I mean, we in our office would do the monthly workshops and all of this other stuff. And now I'm really thinking very seriously about putting a lot of the things that we would usually talk about in workshop online. And that's going to be a game changer for me because I've already decided, guys, hold me to this, but I've already decided coming out of quarantine that working on Saturdays is no longer an option that I want to choose. I would prefer to spend my Saturdays with my family. And so having the routine every month Saturday workshops, not saying we'll never have them, but I don't think we're going to have them as frequently as we used to. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of using this. As far as technology goes, in addition to using Teachable, I would say for those of you who use Canva, you can go into Canva and make like some really nice graphics that can go.
I did use Canva graphics. I created my Canva graphics and used them.
And plug in to this. Any other tech that you used in association with this?
So I did a lot of links to YouTube videos because a lot of testimonies and things like that end up out there. So what I did was I just snipped an image that I liked that was relative to that video, created a hyperlink of the image to the YouTube video. So it wasn't just a link, there was something visual that they were clicking, and that really works very nicely. They're still getting to YouTube, but it makes my content still look professional in doing that.
I like that. And I like that it interfaces well with other technologies, like interfaces well with YouTube. That's really important because we're all using all these different technologies, and when they work together, it's a beautiful thing. Deborah is on Facebook and she says, "It is so true. I spend so much time giving free advice to friends and clients." How many of us here, and you can drop it in the chat, say me, in the Facebook group, if you have ever been guilty of just always giving away free advice? Who here does that? Nobody, just me, right?
No.
Oh my goodness, always. And you know what? You can still give it away if you want to, but at the same time, knowing that it has a price tag attached to it gives it more value. And so when you give somebody a coupon that says, Catherine says me, Carlene says me, Christina, Susan, Lynn says all the time. So funny.
But you know, this is your this becomes your baby. You start creating a curriculum, and your professionalism that you may never have been able to articulate presents itself. And so it's, you know, it's always different when you talk to people how you're going to approach it, but this makes it so presentable, so clear. And how nice to just say to somebody, I'd love to just click on my course. I'm going to walk you through it with my videos, and we'll catch up on Wednesday and see how you're doing.
And I love that you're still having that in-person or personal touch by
really
still
important.
having the Zoom calls with the clients, but at the same time, they can do it at their own pace. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it. We're at 27 minutes, guys, and I have been very, very committed to trying to keep them to a half hour. I have not been successful. So we're going to try to see if we can actually do that today. Mechael, do you have any last words for us?
Everybody connect with me, but definitely go on to Teachable today and take a look at it. Look and do some research about what other people are doing. One hack that I didn't mention was I got some removable wallpaper, put it in my office, and that's where I took my videos during quarantine. And they are so good. And I used one of those little ring lights, like the coloring was good, like everything was fine. Like it doesn't take a lot. You don't need a production studio. But spend today thinking about what that one expertise is that you're going to build and put out there to the world, and you will build a curriculum with it, and your business will explode because now you're available to everybody in the universe because you built one online course.
Catherine is on Facebook, and she says, I'm doing some free coaching sessions as part of my learning this summer as a bonus to the paid members of my group. It's called a bonus, but it's not free. I like that. I like giving a coupon or offering a bonus, but I think that we have given so much away. I think it's okay for us to appreciate that there's value to the things that we are offering to the world. And as service providers, we have a tendency to want to give it all away. And maybe this is an opportunity for us to not do that. I invite you to, when you're pricing your things, not price anything below $47. That's just a suggestion that was completely unsolicited.
Yeah, I agree. You have to, whatever you expect, if you want your profit margin to be 25%, do it. People click through these things effortlessly online, completely effortlessly. Absolutely. And they will pay for it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Mechael, I am looking forward to when we do Course Creation 201, because at that point, we will all have gone on and made our low-level offer into a course, and then we'll be ready for you to tell us how to take it to the next level.
Yep, and then I'll show you the guts of my course. Yeah,
absolutely. So I invite you to join us for all our upcoming events. We have tons of things going on, and you might have noticed that I have just brought on more and more content to try to serve us. And if you have an idea for something that we can be doing that will support our community even more, I welcome the suggestion. In meditation, I ask Source, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing in this time? Am I supposed to be pivoting my business? Is there something I should be doing specifically? And I keep getting one answer and one answer only, and that is to support our Ladies Lunch community in any way that I can. Source says, I will provide for you financially. Don't worry about that. Just support the people that you're sent here to support. So guys, I'm here, I'm supporting. Call me and tell me what you want me to do. All right. I love you guys so much. And believe me, this is not a platitude. It's from my heart. I look forward to seeing you at the next thing, and I'll see you in the Facebook group soon. Bye guys. And thanks, Mechael.
You're welcome.